is yours? Why on earth is your cupcake on my chair?
Because it's very special to me, so I can put it wherever I want. This is your fault. Now you have to buy me a new cupcake.
You're wearing a wedding dress to my wedding.
This is not a wedding dress. It's a white floor-length gown. It's very different.
Did it come with a veil?
No, it came with a headdress.
What?
It's the Al Travis Show. We just really getting to know our next guest. I think this is his second time on. Senator Rob Kupec. Senator, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I've had better days. I had a guest just come on. You maybe missed it. Amy Koch getting on me about not promoting the Senator John Hoffman interview enough. It just slipped. I'd like to think I'm good at that, but I never even thought about it with Senator Hoffman. He's been on that same slot on Mondays for 4 years. I was just hoping to get him back, and then he said he'd come back, and I'm like, great, we'll see you on Monday. And we didn't promote the heck out of it. Boy, it got it caught on, though. People are, all the TV stations are trying. The problem with it, Rob, if I can. Sure. So I do 20 minutes with the guy, but we weren't going to talk about the shooting itself. He said straight up, there's too many lawyer things going on. I can't. I'm like, fine by me. I just want you to be on the show and happy. So it's two guys just BSing. I mean, for those TV stations that go and find 20 seconds, they worked. There's some production guy going, I can't use this. This is just two guys giggling at each other. It was not probably one of my greatest interviews of all time, but I loved it. It's my favorite interview of all time.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
It does. Sometimes those fun ones, maybe there's nothing like breaking. You didn't, no hard questions, but you had a good time. It was a good part of the day. And the listeners, I think, appreciate that too.
And I hope so. I hope they understand that I couldn't ask him how it was, because this is a true story. And I know you're friends with him, and maybe you've already seen or not. I saw the picture of him, but everything we did was texting up till then, right? Can you be on the show? Not this week. We'll try next week. And it's just been texting. I had no idea how long it'd take him to text, okay, I'll be on tomorrow. It could have taken him 30 minutes for all I have no idea. So when he got on the phone and he was John, and it was like, oh, he's sharp as a tack, I felt so relieved. I didn't know how I was going to do it if he wasn't that. He was back, and that made my whole day.
Yeah, it was. And I know I have not gotten in to see him yet. Obviously, I live a little further away, but my colleagues who they're just like, he's regular John. He's insufferable. Yeah. And I'm like, I think he has the right to be insufferable.
And I haven't told him this, but we've talked about it. Name what job he can't have now.
Yeah.
John wants governor. John could go to Amy Klobuchar. Senator, move aside. I'm mine now. And she's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know there isn't a job. He could probably call Trump and say, you know what, I'm thinking I'm moving in. But Trump's got, hey, I got shot too. So maybe that does work. But everybody else, every other job is open for him, correct?
Yeah, it'd be hard to dump on the guy who's gone through this, and then what he did. I mean, just just pushing that guy back out of his house.
Yeah,
taking the fire. I mean, just incredible. So
yeah, so he can have any job. I just wonder, and you we work with him. I say, John, go get any job you want, but I wonder if that's where he's at. John's roughly our age. I'm guessing we're about the same age. You take this.
Yeah, he's just like 4 years older than me. Yeah.
All right. So you take the hits, literally, like he has. He understands what it takes to be even at a senator level. And look what happened. Does he want to be governor or a U.S. senator? And then, I mean, his family got shot. His wife got shot. His daughter was in the room doing. I don't know that your eyes aren't wide open now, and I don't mean to be crude. So.
No. Yeah, I think so. I think he's, I know he loves being a senator. He absolutely loves the job. He revels in the job. He loves, he's so passionate about the disability community, and he does such good work for them. But he also, he's a little old school. He loves getting, mixing it up and rumbling around politically. That's John Hoffman.
Maybe we offer him just senator for life.
Yeah,
let's be honest. They're going to vote him in anyway. This way he doesn't actually have to run. No Republicans have to go again. Just go senator for life in that district, and it's John Hoffman.
Right.
I think I'm going to start that. I think that's good.
I think it's probably it's a pretty safe seat, I would think, now.
From now on. Let me ask you this. The other story really this week is the Mitchell deal, where she ends up getting found guilty of all charges. That really saddens me quite a little bit. I'd hoped there was some reason, that there was this thing that we didn't understand. She was going to say, here's how. But this welfare check, come on, at 4 a.m. in a cat woman outfit.
It's,
I'm sorry.
and obviously, that happened in my district.
Oh,
Like,
what? Okay. All right.
like Detroit Lakes is, it
Okay.
is in my district. And I got called in to, do some local radio on that.
Mhm.
And interestingly enough, her attorney followed me. He was the next guest after me.
Oh, wow.
And he came in and he said, I really thought we were going to win that case, that he thought he had it. He's like, everybody, media people in the courtroom were like, oh, we think you've won. And I'm just like, I don't know how you came to that conclusion after seeing that the body cam video was, to me, like it was open and shut after that. But I'm not a lawyer, but
Okay, when the other lawyers got her on stage and said, so you were lying to the police right after. Yes, I was lying there, but you're telling the truth now. Now I'm telling the truth in front of you guys. Once you're in that game, you don't get to win. Oh, that sock over my flashlight? Oh, we keep it that way. Who? What? Nobody. What? No one. Anyway, just over and over again with laundry day. I had to wear my black outfit. It's 4 a.m. It wasn't going to work. And here's now the next thing. And I ask you, can I ask you personally, do you guys get paid monthly, by the year, twice a month? How do senators get paid? No one seems to know.
It comes, we get our
Auto
pay
deposit.
gets spread out over the whole year. So
once a month, every other week.
It comes, I think is every 2 weeks.
How does no one know this? Okay, yeah, check your bank account.
I don't know. I get an email. I don't remember how they come.
Okay, so anyway, so she now is found guilty. She is taking us for 15 months to this point, getting to vote, getting her checks, getting everything. And now do you accept I got a few loose ends I got to tie up, including getting some insurance for my kids, and I could use another check. Why is that on me?
No, I think the insurance, I don't know, some of it, I also wonder, like, maybe you knew this was a possibility. I mean,
there were only two possibilities.
Right.
You got off or you didn't. The A-B plan.
I really, truly do believe that, that she thought she was not going to be found guilty. And so maybe,
Wow.
I don't as a human being, how do you wrestle with that? If you like, if I make, maybe you've been in those situations. Like, I don't want to make the alternative plan because I don't want to admit that might be a possibility of the way that's going to go.
Okay, well, doesn't that that almost proves the delusion that you went to see mom as a welfare check at 4:30 in the morning and lying on the floor by her bed? Which, by the way, if you read any books on Alzheimer's, exactly how they do it. If you go to Alzheimer wings, you don't even see the nurses because they're all dressed in black and sneaking around. Okay, so might actually go with the delusion that yes, she's delusional. I feel for the children, I do. Because they're going to grow up with this, and now it's fine, and your mother did do it. You've been telling us she didn't for 50. This is horrible all the way around. I almost bet she says no thank you. The governor said no special session, so she can't get kicked, right? She can't get booted without you guys voting.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't, I'm not, this has really never come up before because usually, you
do the right thing. You get out.
Exactly.
All right. So anyway, I think she can go to February. So as I read it, just until you guys get back to session, she could. Now, she's going to take 2 weeks. You watch in 2 weeks. She makes the news again. They come, well, we got a couple more loose ends. There's a thing we didn't do. And there's nothing going to stop her from doing it. And that's unfortunate.
Well, yeah. And I'm not sure of all the intricacies of the law, but, I'm sure I would hope that, as a backup plan, that somebody in the executive office is just like making sure, like, is there a way or something we could do? I have no idea.
I didn't know this was in your district, so you've been following as much as the rest of us. 20 years is the maximum for what she's got going on. I personally do not see the need for 20 years in prison. First off, for us paying for that, I think this woman's been humiliated enough. But does she have to do some time, do you think? Is there something here, all probation? What will a judge do, and what will people accept, in your opinion?
Her attorney said publicly that he believes she will do some jail time.
Okay.
So, and he's said, I don't know whether it will be up here in Becker County or whether they could get her transferred to the county she lives in so she'd be closer to her kids and her family. But he did say he believes she will do some jail time.
And your thoughts on that, Senator? Because here I'm sitting here. that doesn't make me feel good. And what I mean, I instantly think about those kids and mom not being as hard enough with what's going on. Now, on the other hand, I don't want people breaking and entering. What would be if Al just did it to Joe Average Guy's house, would I instantly go to jail? I'd like it to be similar, but that's what's wrong with me. That's unfortunate.
Right. I mean, you always have to weigh any of these things. How much of a threat to society is this person? If somebody's a threat to society, lock them up. But you also, when you commit a crime, do the time. There is some, that's why we have laws, and it's supposed to keep you from like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this because I don't want to end up in jail. And and if we took all away the jail time, then that wouldn't even work at all. So I think. Yeah, I would think a judge would be fairly lenient. I mean, she's never committed a crime before. She's never, not a threat to society, but there should be some punishment there.
That's fair enough. Let's go to break. This starts a cavalcade of things going on from special elections. Senator Anderson, I want to ask you about him. If you knew him, I enjoyed him quite a little bit. We'll talk about that and more with Senator Rob Kupec on the Al Travis Show.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore trust, respect, and goodwill in politics. We seek not to eliminate our differences, but rather deal with them head on, with respect and understanding. We do not try to change people's views, but how they view the other side. There will always be differences. Braver Angels Minnesota believes the best way forward is to change how we deal with those differences. Join the civil conversation at mn.braverangels.org.
Do you have a closet full of old videos, photos, slides, or films? Regain that space and preserve those memories for future generations. Visit archivinglifemedia.com or call 952-829-8018. See how safe and simple it is to digitize all your media. Gain peace of mind knowing that all those important memories will be saved and can be seen and shared again. Do it today. Check out archivinglifemedia.com or give them a call, 952-829-8018.
As in alligator. L also in alligator. But it's not alligator. It's the Al Travis Show.
we've got Senator Rob Kupec on the program. Sir, I know it's your first term, but you must have known Senator Bruce Anderson, great guy. We've had him on the show a couple times. Quiet guy, but really just salt of the earth. Did you get to work with him at all? Did you know Mr. Anderson?
Yeah, we were both on the ad committee together, and then
Okay.
and this year I was on the veterans committee, and he was also on that. So yeah,
Okay.
on the ad committee, he comes from a small dairy farm where he grew up. He served in Vietnam too. So in terms of the veterans committee too, I think those were both areas that he had a lot of passion about, and that would come through
Sure.
clearly in committee. So yeah, but for the most part, yeah, kind of a quiet guy, sits up in the front corner of the Senate chamber, and
Just does his thing.
Does his thing.
But so his passing is going to cause a special election. Obviously, your first term, this has never happened like this before for you. It's never happened like this before in the Senate. Then Mitchell's going to get a special election as well. We also have the Eichhorn seat we did, the Dietzig seat, the guy who ran and won but didn't live in the district seat.
Kelly Morrison seat too, because she ran for Congress.
Okay, so I mean, this is unprecedented territory. And when you start this little chain reaction, let's take the Mitchell seat. Both representatives from the Mitchell seat are running for her seat. One of them's going to get it. Now, maybe it's the same or not, but once they get it, guess what? Got to fill a seat. Got to have another special election. This, the Fatah seat, Senate seat, he wants to be the mayor. He gets it. Another special election. This is unprecedented. Can you tell us, give us the insight, Skinny? When the management talks with you, how do you decide what you're going to do, can't do? This is like chess. You make one move, this guy wins, that doesn't, the next move happens. This is crazyville. How do you guys discuss it? What do you just wait it out? We'll see it in February?
Think, probably more discussion in the House because, nobody in the Senate goes the other way. But, I think certainly when Senator Morrison was going to run for Congress, I think there was some talk with leadership about when would be the appropriate time to resign, for a special election. And that one is a little bit more forecasted going forward. But some of the other ones, I don't know. There have been, the other ones that just kind of have popped up with deaths or resign,
Can it say, scare is probably the wrong word. Does it raise the hair in the back of your neck in that this can only probably go one way for the Republicans, right? They're already in the minority. So if, and I presume Anderson's seat is probably safe, that stays, and a lot of these stay as they are. But if, let's just say the Mitchell seat were to switch, all the power switches. The Republicans don't, I'm not saying they don't have anything to lose, but what do they got to lose? They're already in a minority. Does this scare the Democrats much?
I mean, it always, special elections are always tricky beasts. I mean, you just don't know. It all depends on, will people turn out for a special election? You always have a little bit, you're always nervous about a general election, but special elections can always be, a little bit tricky. I know even, when Senator Dietzig passed, which was a super heavy, there was always like, how much do we, do we need to turn out? I mean, it turns out, Senator Clark got like 90% of the vote, but
well, and there's differences in that, right? I mean, again, Anderson dies in his seat as a Republican seat. There's some gravitas, there's some sorry that he died, in this. Same thing with the Hortman seat, right? I mean, it's going to be tough to win the Hortman seat. But the Mitchell seat is interesting to me. Not that I don't think it leans blue, but there's got to be a lot of animosity amongst the people of Woodbury saying, she didn't do me no favors. What is she? You know what I'm saying? I think that would be the one that's got to scare everybody if you think it's going to flip it anyway.
Right. And I would hope that, the other thing is that the two reps that are over there, hopefully their community goes, well, they have served us well, and, they're not her, and we can, look beyond that. Yeah. I mean, I would think that definitely if somebody's not thinking about blowback, then somebody's not doing a good job running a campaign.
Well, and then again, I'll ask, and I'd get too in deep into the woods. So are they rallying all the forces? We don't know right yet when, but get your fall opened up so Senator Kupec, you can come down and knock some doors, because we're going to make sure, even though it's going to be a small turnout, we get the turnout. Is it all hands on deck kind of a election?
I would expect there would be. I think, we're just waiting for the official resignation to come. I think, it's tough. It's summer. I think, people are in the middle of their summer plans, and we are not always coming together as often as you think we might in the summertime.
Well, I don't even get together. I got to think your phone's going off the hook. Once you got found guilty, everybody's going back and forth, your little group, little chain email thing, no?
Not all of them. I have a little cadre of a couple of freshmen that hang out.
That's fair.
We go and
yeah,
you bet we were.
My golf buddies and I did, so you can't tell me the Senators didn't do it. Yeah, okay,
right.
Which is fine.
Right, but there was no, I wouldn't say all of the Senators within our little group.
Okay.
Certainly, we were chatting, discussing the what was going on in the trial. Also, at times, scratching our heads like the general public was.
Okay, and I only have 30 seconds. Were you glued to that trial as well? I was busy the last couple of days, but I watched every minute of it when I saw it on the replay. Every minute.
I just kind of did the recap. I did watch all the body cam footage. I will say I did watch all that, but I did not. I had things going on. I'm trying to paint my house too, so I had to get some work done.
And you're not going to do it when session's in. Sir, I'm out of time. Appreciate you so much coming on the program. I really mean it because it was last minute deal and you stepped up for me. Thank you, Senator. I do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right. Senator Robert Kupec on the Al Travis Show.